G'day, today I'm showing you how to change out the oil and filter on a DR650. If you're a regular follower of my channel, thanks for checking this one out. If you're someone new, welcome, and I hope this video is helpful. First, you want to make sure the bike is warmed up before you drop the oil out of it. You do this by taking it for a ride or let it idle for a couple of minutes. If you have an owner's manual that came with the bike, that's perfect. It will provide you the exact instructions that I'm going through today. And it also gives you a really handy maintenance chart, which tells you what things need to be replaced at what service interval. Suzuki actually recommends replacing the oil every 6,000 kilometers, but it recommends changing the filter and spark plugs every second interval on there. Check that out, find out the kilometers your bike's up to, and change it accordingly. To do this job, you just need a few basic tools on top of the consumables required to actually do the service. You can buy a full kit from Suzuki, which contains everything you need. It has 4 liters of oil, the oil filter seals required, as well as a brand new crush washer for the bottom of the sump. You can buy all these separately if you want to, but I find it a lot better to get everything in the kit and then you got a little bit of oil left over. All right, with the bike warm, undo the filler plug, chuck an oil pan underneath the bike, and then you can undo the drain plug and start letting the oil out. As the oil's draining, take the oil filter cap off on the side of the engine. It's held on by 3 8mm bolts. Simply undo them. You want to make sure you do this after the oil's drained. There will be a little bit of residue oil that comes out as you undo it, so make sure you keep that pan underneath there. With the old filter out, make sure both O-rings have come out with it. There's one large outer O-ring and also one small one which sits at the back of where the filter seats. To reinstall, make sure you give everything a good wipe down. Put the new small O-ring back in towards the back of where the filter seats and the large O-ring filter inside the seat on the cap. Doesn't hurt to cover these seals in a little bit of oil before you install it back in their place. Fresh oil is ideal, but I've just grabbed some of the residue oil that's sitting inside the filter area. I keep this fairly regularly serviced, so the oil's due, but it doesn't look too bad at the moment. Make sure that spring's sitting in place where it should be, on top of the filler cap. Add your new filter. The back of it is the larger opening, feeds in there, which allows the spring from the filter cap to seat on the front of it there. Add that back on, and do your screws up. There will be a little bit of pressure from the spring. Just get them hand tightened for the moment. If you want a torque spec for these ones, you can do them to 7 foot-pounds, but I tend to just do them by hand. It's an 8mm bolt, so you don't want to reef it tight, just give it a good amount.
If you have one, using a small 1/4-inch socket makes a world of difference, so you're not putting too much pressure on these tiny 8mm bolts.
I find a good trick is to hold the socket at the head of it and feel just when it starts to get hard to turn. If you want to, you can give it another little snug turn after that, but that will be plenty. Give everything a little wipe down once you're there. Next, we want to put the drain plug back on, but you want to make sure that you replace the crush washer on your sump bolt before you chuck it on there. These sometimes take a little bit of persuasion to get unstuck from the sump plug. If you've got a vise, the trick I find that works is to get the washer started by prying it out with a small screwdriver and then wedging the crush washer into the vise and undoing the bolt from it. New crush washer on, it's time to reinstall. With the drain plug tightened up properly and the oil filter cap done up to spec with new seals and new filter, it's time to fill the oil back up. The manual for this says 2400ml, but if you haven't changed the filter, you only need to put 2300ml into it. We've got our R7000 10W40 Ecstar oil from Suzuki, which is the specified oil for this one. And with a proper measuring cup, we can put the right amount in. So let's do it. About a litre. Spillages will happen. If not, you're a greater man than I am. Now 2 liters. And now that last 300. There we go. Once you've hit 2300, put the filler cap back on. You may need to add some more oil shortly, but you want to let it sit for a second and then check your level on your level down the bottom here. With the correct amount of oil in there, what you want to do is bring the bike up to perfectly vertical and check the level on the side here. Want it as close as possible to the F or full, A little bit over is not a problem, a little bit under is probably not a problem, but you could certainly put more in. You don't want it anywhere close to the load. With approximately the right amount of oil in the bike, you then want to start it, make sure there's no leaks, see that the bike's happy, let it sit for a second afterwards, and then check that oil again. If necessary, add just a little bit more oil until you see the full. A crucial part of the service for the DR650 is changing the spark plugs at the same interval that you're changing the oil filter. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. While this is a single cylinder motorcycle, it uses 2 spark plugs, which are located here on the left side of the bike underneath the fuel tank. If you've got a larger fuel tank like me, it may be difficult to get to the plugs. You may need to undo it, lift it up, makes it a lot easier to get to. Otherwise, you can get stuck into it by undoing your leads. Just remember which one goes. If you do a lot of off-roading on your DR650, a good tip I have, if you can do it, get an air compressor and an air hose and give a good spray in there first. If you're riding and you've had any rocks go up above the engine and land where your plugs are, once you undo your spark plug, there's a good chance it's going to fall into your cylinder. Ask me how I know. These require a 5/8 spark plug socket. Like I said, when you're undoing these, your fuel tank might get in the way, but a trick I find that works really well is instead of using a ratchet handle at the end, if you've got a socket that's got a spanner end, you can undo them that way. With both plugs out, you can now replace them with brand new plugs. The DR650 requires a CR10E plug from NGK, but you can convert that to whatever else you might need to use. Fresh plugs back in, tighten them down correctly, leads back on, and you're on your way. There you have it. That's how you do a full service on a DR650. For those who regularly watch my channel, you know this is a little bit outside of my normal content, but I know there's people out there that do go camping with motorbikes, and in particular DR650s. So I'm hoping this helps some people who probably already watch my content, but also some new people as well. If you are interested in camping gear, four-wheel driving, off-roading, getting into the Aussie outback, then check out some of my other stuff on Would You Camp With It. I do a lot of touring videos. I'm doing a project build on a 40 series. So it's always good to get new followers from different elements. I'm well into motorbikes as well, so I try to mix in a little bit of content here and there from that kind of thing. If you found this video helpful, if you've done a service on your own DR650 and it's given you the information to do it, I appreciate giving it a like. If you checked out some of my other content as well, give me a follow on there as well. Give me a comment if you do or don't like anything in this video and let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching.